Hi everyone, today we're going to be talking about the drop tone on the didgeridoo, how you can get it and what you can practice in order to develop this particular sound. So on the intro there you could hear a little bit of the drop tone, and basically I'll do it again now just so you can get the sound of it. But all it is it's the sound of the drone, the natural drone, but the pitch drops slightly. So like this. So the normal drone, and then you'll hear a slight drop. So the pitch drops, there's a technique you can use in order to get that, and it's nice to use in rhythms, and certain sticks you'll be able to do it easier on than others. So how do you get that technique? I think the first thing to say is it'll work easier on this stick here is like a conical stick, so it's got a fairly good high back pressure, and because it's got the high back pressure and the resistance inside when you're blowing, it's easy to push the tone up like this and drop it down. Whereas if you've got more of a cylindrical stick, the pressure doesn't change too much because it's a wider bore. So this is going to be easier to do on a sort of a narrow bore or flared stick. You've got bigger back pressure with a slightly flared, conical and more flared end, like that. So keep that in mind. So if you've got a stick like that, this will be much easier to do it on. It'll be hard to do on a cylindrical stick. So how do we get this technique then? The first thing, so when you're playing the drone, assuming you've got a decent drone, your lips have a certain tightness to them, and with the drop tone, what I'm doing is I'm literally dropping the sound down by also dropping the jaw down. So that's one part I'm doing. The other thing I'm doing is I'm loosening the lips. So I get it's almost like when you first learn to play, because when you're playing the drone like this, you've got a full-on vibration of the lips. Whereas when you first learn to play, it's very airy and loose. It's sort of like, but the drop tone's not quite like that, but it's similar in the sense that you're relaxing the lip vibration and getting them loose. So you can practice to get if you haven't got the drop tone at the moment, then in order to get that, you could practice. One thing is to loosen your lips. So even without putting the jaw down, I can get that slight drop tone because I'm loosening the pressure to the lips. And so as the pressure's being released off the lips and the vibration's dropping, the frequency's dropping, the vibration's dropping a little bit and making the sound lower. So that's without even doing the jaw. But I use the jaw as well to create an extra bit to it, and it makes it more interesting. So full drone, then loosen the vibration of the lips and drop the jaw. See my jaw? I don't know if you can see my jaw going down. So those are the two main things. That's how I do the drop tone. And you can incorporate into nifty little rhythms or whatever you want really, and it works. I mean, I'm using this stick. I've got a trad stick actually. It works really well on, nice back pressure. And I've played live in. And what I might do is I might leave a link at the end of the video to a track that's got the drop tone rhythm in. It's called Roller Coaster. It's played live at a festival, and it works so it works so well on that particular style of playing. So again, let's to recap. It's quite simple to do. Not necessarily easy to start with. Simple doesn't mean the same thing as easy. It's simple in the sense of the techniques, not much you've got to do. Loosen your lips, drop your jaw. You get even more drop tone then. And what I'm doing there, so if you practice that, practice loose lips first. It's really loose and airy. And just keep going back between that and the drone. So when I'm getting my drone, I'm tightening the lips for the vibration and I'm loosening. And just practice that backwards and forwards. And also practice the jaw drop. So don't bother trying to do both together at once. Just do one or the other and then combine them. So you could do the loosening of the lips first and then the drop jaw. Because I'm not loosening the lips too much there, but and then link both together, loosen the lips and then drop the jaw. So I'm tightening the lips to get the drone, and then I'm loosening it backwards and forwards. That's basically it, really. And then, as I say, this is, as I say, you can play it with any rhythm. Let's try this one, the one I often play. That kind of thing. You know, play your own rhythm with it and incorporate it in whatever rhythm you want, really. Oh yeah, there's one thing I'm also doing to give it a bit more oomph, is to actually give it a kick before you drop it. So I'll give you an example. I'm getting an explosive. And what I'm doing is my tongue's going up to the top of the roof of my mouth and it's dropping quickly to let an explosive burst of air through as I'm drop drawing. So you can get this kind of, instead of just doing this, I'm doing this. You can hear that explosive bit, and that's it really. So give it some practice, and you know, like I always say, don't overdo it. Spend a certain amount of time practicing, and then eventually, you know, in time you'll get that drop tone. It's quite simple to do, and just give it a bash. That's all for today. Thanks for watching.